So last night, an idea for a video came to me, because as we get closer and closer to these presidential elections, I'm looking at all the petty squabbling that's going on and the conversations that are taking place on Facebook, and this one's got these ideas, this one's got that ideas. And it occurs to me how little the masses really realize how this world works. So, me and my Tigger Cup, which in Bouncy Dude over here, because I'm a badass, we're going to teach you how the world works. So, first off, if you really want to understand how the world works, you need to do two things. You need to forget that there's anything alive in this world, and you need to release all the caring that you have for anything whatsoever. Okay? And you have to you have to change the paradigm of which you view the world, and change it from that you look at it like an organic, living, breathing place, and change it to a company. Okay? Currently, the way that this world's set up, it's a company, and all you people who are fighting over who should be president and who, this one said this and that one says this. The president is nothing more than a spokesman. That's it. No more. He has, or she has, no more power than a manager at Walmart in the grand scheme of things. Okay? The president's the front man, or woman, I'm just going to say man from now on, is the front man for the best interests of those who fund him. Okay? You don't just get $500 million, which is basically the average to run for president, by working normal jobs and such. You have very good connections, and your pockets get lined by people who want you to carry out their best interests. So, I'm going to really gloss over this and make it very, very simple, all right? Because the government, the religious faculties, the education system, and the mass media are probably four of the most controlling factors of this, or the most influential parts of this. And then it looks like the president runs basically those things, and then for some reason people think it stops there. Yeah. Anyways, the way that the world works, let's pretend that you had a company. You would want to run the company the way that you see fit. You would want to hire your employees. You would want your ideals carried out, your morals and your values upheld, right? And at the end of the day, why do people open a company? Because they want to shape the world around them in the way that they see fit. The problem is, when you have a company that is basically becoming a one-world company, a one-world government, do your research. Anyways, that means that whoever's at the top is making all the decisions for everybody. And they are completely removed from who you and I are. So here's the thing. Again, remove that you care about anything. In terms of being a company, you hire managers to manage different areas of the company. Now, we're just going to focus on the president. So you have the president, who we'll just say he's the manager of public relations, right? He's the guy everybody looks to. So when he's making decisions everybody likes, they think they have a great president. When he's making the decisions that nobody likes, he's a terrible president. Except, if you follow history, the presidents are furthering the same agendas, okay? For the most part. Now, when a manager of Walmart no longer follows policy, or he speaks so far out of the box that he is considered possibly a liability, or that he's creating dissension in the ranks or anything like that, that manager from Walmart is removed, okay? He'll be removed by any way necessary. Again, you have to understand that the type of game that's being played in the world is not very friendly. One of the presidents who really tried to do something was JFK. He tried to end the debt with the Federal Reserve, and he was assassinated. Throughout all of history, I don't know of any president who's been hated more than Obama, but he's fine, right? Because he's carrying on the best interests of those who are funding him. So I'm going to try to gloss over everything and make this very simple for you. This country and most other countries are not run by the government. Okay, the government really is a front to look as if the people have a choice, and that the institutions and laws that are in place are made so that the citizens follow them, and there's very serious repercussions if we don't follow the laws that are instated by the ones behind the scenes who pull the strings for the government. Okay? That's all the government is. The government, though it may appear as if they make decisions, the government is funded by those who want the decisions really made. And I'll get into that in a second. Religion, I am not getting deep into this, but religion is half-truths, okay? It is not 100%, nowhere near that percentage. Religion is a control system based upon getting you to fall in line if the government isn't working properly for you. But what religion does is it promises you these rewards, these blessings for being a good little boy and a good little girl and falling in line and following the rules of the church or the rules of whatever. Here in America, it's the church. And there's other religions for other means and such, but they are all, it's a control-based system. Okay, not everybody is going to follow the laws. Just look at what I do on motorcycles. But not everybody's going to follow the laws. So maybe you're going to be able to get people with spirituality. Okay, I'm just moving on from that. The education system is essentially an institution that takes kids from their parents at a young age and educates them to the will of whoever's funding the education system. Again, this is just, it all goes back to the same people. But the thing with the education system is that true creativity, real creativity, all right, is not can't even think of the word. Tigger. What is the word? The word is bounce. They are whatever. Basically, education tries to make you a cog in the machine, because the machine does not work. The machine being the company of the world, or America currently. The machine does not work if the cogs don't carry out their duties, right? So, like for me, when I had my company, I needed technicians, I needed spokespeople, I needed press releases to go out, I needed web designers, I needed, managers and stuff. So everybody had to be a cog in that machine. I couldn't have, a technician who also wanted to be the owner, because that wouldn't work. He would have to leave to another company. Well, when you get into brainwashing and you get into eradicating creativity in schools and such, you get bubble-in system charts and all that kinds of garbage where the teachers can only teach a certain curriculum that falls in line with what the masses are being asked to do. Lastly, you have the media. The media is also companies, right? Those in real power also own the media outlets. You've got, CNN, Fox News, all those different media outlets. The ones that are mass media that everybody knows about feed you disinformation, feed you garbage, fear-based stuff, right? And they will sway your opinions to however the owner of that company wants to make you think. Okay, again, all of these places are all owned by the same people, so or same group of people, right? So anyways, if you own the mass media, are you gonna put stuff out that makes you look bad, or are you gonna put stuff out that makes the other guys look bad, or whatever? How do you want the masses to think to better make you money, to better whatever? So who really runs things? I'm only going to go up to the level of which I fully understand, because there's, I'm sure, levels beyond that. But I try my best to only Oh, my little Wesley's coming down. I try my best to only speak about things that I truly know about. So, the level of which I know about, and I can speak about without just speculating, is the billionaires. Or the ruling families, right?
What's up, Wishy? Are you gonna help me teach everybody?
Me and my Tigger Cup and my little dude are gonna teach you shit as he knocks stuff over on the table.
Hey, do Wishy, Whiskers. I got stuff to do. Listen, I got stuff to do. I gotta talk to you later. Love you, bye-bye.
Anyways, so what the fuck, man? I can't even remember where I'm at. So the ruling families. Do your research on all this stuff. Don't listen to me. Maybe I'm completely wrong and I'm just a whack job. Who knows? Anyways, the ruling families, that when they essentially want something done, they utilize their massive amounts of money to do so. Whether it's, the Rothschilds with the Federal Reserve, or it doesn't matter. Just behind the scenes, understand that this entire world is set up like a company. Okay, the ones at the top want each level of the system to work properly, and they want to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. Now, it would essentially work fine if there was benign people at the top. The trouble is that one of the things that they're trying to do to make sure that this system stays is they're making everybody on the bottom level, which is basically the workers, you and me, sick. They want us to stay sick. They want us to not have real education. They want us to not grow ourselves. Our food supply is poisoned. Our water supply is poisoned. The GMOs, the artificial garbage, the fluoride in the water. Fluoride is not good for you. Look it up. We get fed disinformation from the media. Great thing to look into if you're not aware of this is 9/11. If you have never checked this out, type in, I think it's on YouTube, type in Loose Change. It's a phenomenal documentary. Shut this off right now. I'm not important. Go look at Loose Change. It'll blow your mind. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what it is. So, for all you people fighting over the presidential elections and, saying this one says this and this one says that, it doesn't make a difference. It really, truly doesn't make a difference who gets in there, because if they don't carry out, it's like when I owned my company, if I hired a manager and he wasn't carrying out what I felt was best for the company, I'd fire that manager. And they do the same thing, except there's more serious repercussions for some of them. Meanwhile, the masses, being us, are kept segregated. And by segregated, I mean we fight over religion, we fight over racism, we fight over whatever. We'll fight over anything. We're completely, currently a retarded species. But that's changing. And it's changing because of the non-mass media, because of things like this, because of YouTube, because of the internet, because of the freedom of speech, which is still on the internet, which, by the way, they are trying to shut down. They're trying to put forgot the name of it, what they're actually doing, but they're trying to basically shut down freedom of speech on the internet, so that I can't talk to you about things like this, or you can't find this information. So that's a battle currently going on. But in the stuff that they do control, being like the mass media, you're seeing a complete increase in fear-based tactics. You're getting all the stuff about the shootings, all the stuff about black on white on black violence, and all this whatever that's going on TV. None of that is really pertinent. I'm sure there's white guys that help out black guys every single day, and the same thing, black helping white. But when you sensationalize things and you put them in people's face, and especially when people don't educate themselves and realize to think for themselves, well, you're going to get people that just follow along. So, the masses are waking up. I do believe that. I'm seeing more and more people have more intelligent conversations, which is pretty cool. So anyways, you have to understand that these people are not like you, okay? The kind of money that they make, and what's very interesting is a lot of the billionaires out there right now are self-made. They came from nothing, but they almost look at this world as a proving ground, and for anybody else who hasn't made it like them, well, you're almost a different species. That's one of the reasons they segregate themselves so far from people, from the masses. And they're like building their own islands and all this crazy stuff. They want to basically rule over everybody and create the haves and the have-nots, which they're not too far off from doing. So, anyways, I hope I shed some light on how this world actually works, because it sure as hell doesn't matter who the hell the president is. Personally, I'd vote for Rand Paul. That's simply because the guy wants to end the Federal Reserve and all that good stuff. But the problem is a lot of people haven't even heard of Rand Paul because he's kept out of the media. Are you really going to advertise for your competitor? Probably not. So my advice at the end of the day is that we each only have control over the little microcosm that is our life. All right, we can't touch this macro stuff, not really. But over your personal life, you can choose to grow, you can choose to learn, educate yourself, you can choose to love, spread love wherever you go. I do believe that controlling the microcosm and being a light for others is really the way that this world's going to change. Helping others to wake up and realize the truth about things. And regardless, you don't have to get into politics because everybody wants to fight over that, but you can still show love to everybody regardless of how many differences that you guys have. And that's a whole nother video for how to actually do that, because it's easy to say, harder to do. But in general, now that you know more about what this world really is, what are you going to do about it?